This video is not being posted to justify the behavior of R. Kelly in ancient times. Neither is this video being posted to justify the actions of R. Kelly for the recent times. This video is simply being posted simply to show you that black people don't have a mind of their own. As a whole, we do not have a mind of our own. When you get on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, these are not, their thoughts. This is a result of social engineering. So I just wanted to take out some time, to go through some history, especially I ain't giving you no revelation because there's no mystery. I'm only giving you confirmation of information that we all know. Like, for example, R. Kelly being involved in a sex tape where urine proceeds from his member onto the body of a minor. Okay, that's a confirmation of information that we've known. That's not a revelation. That's been spoke on, for years. Okay, the people still listen to him. The people still drive 5 and 6 hours to go see an R. Kelly concert. The people sit up there and buy a flight simply because that they knew the music and the concert was going to be right. The people sit up there and, spend money that they didn't even have, borrowing money, working overtime to go see R. Kelly still live in concert. Was that still transpiring? So even after urine proceeded from his member onto the body of a minor, people still basically had a desire, even after finding out that that transpired, to still see R. Kelly, to still listen to his music, to still buy his albums, to still sit up there and say, ooh, this Ignition is good, but this Ignition remix, ooh, wee. So, moving on, I'm going to go a little bit past that. Let's go a little bit past that. What about when R. Kelly got married to Aaliyah? What about that? You know what I mean? R. Kelly was 27 years old. She was 15 at the time. That's not a revelation. That's giving confirmation to information that we already know. I don't have to say little cute ass words like allegedly, like everybody's doing. They trying to dance around allegedly. No, this is confirmation to information that we all know. We don't need them to go to a courtroom and get convicted, and receive a conclusion that we already know. Some people, man, well, he was never found guilty. Listen, he married a 15-year-old and urine proceeded from his member onto the body of a minor. Okay? So we don't need him to, he wasn't convicted. He wasn't convicted. Okay, check this out. Moving along, in R. Kelly's music, those that pay attention, those that don't just rock to the beat and pay attention to the lyrics, especially if you're a vocalist and you're listening to other vocalists, and when you're conveying a song to somebody else or you're doing your own rendition, you're going to learn the words, the lyrics of this particular artist that you're getting ready to listen to or convey. So R. Kelly in times past on the 12 Play album, he used to have a song called I Think I Love Your Crouch. Your crouch, something like that. It's been a minute since I heard the song. But, you ask me from any album, I can pretty much give you song for song. But I remember in those lyrics, if you're willing to get down something up and down, but you got to be over 18 or maybe, 16 and under, He made that known within that song what he was about. When he would go to Kenwood High School, sometime Hyde Park, R. Kelly would be campaigning because he was endeavoring to do some obtaining of young teenage pussy. That's what he was endeavoring to do. When he would travel cross country, he would hit the malls cross country. Why? Because he was campaigning. Why? To obtain some teenage pussy. And Kels wasn't just fucking with teenagers, even though that's the picture that they want to give you, but that's a false depiction and vision and definition of who he is. The man really is a freak. He has messed with older women, and he will get down with young girls. But they don't want to bring the older women that he's at because they want to make him into the individual that's just targeting young girls, and by him sleeping with an innumerable amount, it's easy to do. But I just want to ask you a question. Where was that energy then? Because This new stuff that's coming from the Surviving R. Kelly documentary and Baller Alerts and Shade Room, they not giving you guys a revelation. They giving you confirmation to information that you already knew. So when you first found out in the beginning, how come you didn't have that energy then? How come you didn't have that opinion then? How come you didn't have that thought then? Why? Because it wasn't your thought. And the thought that you profess to have now is not your thought. That's social engineering. You don't have your own mind. See, right now you following instructions, like a bottom bitch, from your instructor from massa. And massa wants discord among our people and want our people to come on one accord with the other man to minimize and criticize the character of another black man. And I'm sorry, because the way I'm built, I allow you guys to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let them do that, because they don't even destroy their own like that. They don't even criticize their own like that. And when they do it like that, it's pretty much just to, make a little example to say, see, we did at this time, we did this and we did that. Even though y'all, destroyed thousands of your people within a month, we over here within, a 3 or 5 year period, we went in 3 or 4 of our people, so you can't say we got favoritism. That's all that is. But see, when you emotionally react to things instead of mentally respond to them, you can't see that. You can't see the objective of your enemy is to steal from you, is to kill you and destroy you. They already stole your culture. They're already killing you on a daily. And if you keep allowing them to reside and abide in your mind with this foolishness, eventually they're going to destroy you like they've been doing. Okay? But moving right along, where was that energy? Are we picking and choosing the individuals that we want to ridicule and give verbal crucifixions to? Or do we sincerely, earnestly feel like that on a daily? Or are we just allowing massa to sit up there and create platforms and push an agenda? And because R. Kelly was disobedient to a higher power, and because now, he wasn't complying to whatever he was supposed to comply to, now they're going to push this sex offender shit. And you just buy into it. You just comply into it like a perfect good bitch. I expect women and females to comply to that. They're emotional beings. They feed off of vibration, positive or negative. But for you that profess to be a man, you pose to rationalize and pretty much analyze anything and everything that comes to you rather than emotionally react to things. And I know it's hard for some of you to do because you've been molested yourself. So understand, when you hear about molestation, statutory rape, or anything like that, you emotionally react because you haven't graduated and elevated to a mental standpoint where now you can actually use your mind instead of basically emotionally reacting to it. I don't understand that. Not condoning it, but because of your past, I understand that. But are we moving in favoritism? Because when you judge righteous judgment and you judging people by the fruit that they bear, you don't criticize them, because somebody else instructed you to. You're doing that because it's the right thing to do, and you genuinely know that this is the right thing to do, to sit up there and speak against what is wrong. You're not speaking against the individual because the powers that be is compelling you to do so. You're doing that because you know the difference between right and wrong. So for the individuals that's doing it because it's right or it's wrong, how come other people within the populations who have committed the same wrong, whether it be ancient times or recent times, how come they wasn't judged? Or how come they not being judged currently right now? And I know that Jay-Z is a prominent, dominant brother within our society and got a lot of popularity within the black community. But, he himself has done some things that are very questionable. Saying, what you mean? Jay-Z, man, he like to blackmail Oprah. What you mean he's done some things that's questionable? Well, let me make this known. Anybody that pretty much, in times past, you already know that Foxy at one time was Jay's girl. And before Jay basically was presiding over, she was being passed around. Even though Foxy liked to tell that lie, and then she tried to cover it up by saying a blogger put it out. But Foxy was the one that stood up there and started putting out lies that Jay had took her virginity, at 15 and things like that. I don't know whether she's telling the truth or lying about him taking her virginity. In my opinion, no. I believe that virginity was gone before Jay even got up in there. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. Give me yours. But one thing that is irrefutable is the fact that Jay-Z, allowed a minor to basically say things from a sexual explicit song that he wrote for and other songs that he's written for. And she was not an adult at this time. She was a minor. And by other minors knowing that she was a minor, you don't think that those particular minors wanted to conform to a behavior of this minor who was had an image, that was bold, speaking about sex, publicly? You don't think that something is wrong with the character of Jay-Z to actually, write a song within his mind or whether on paper, for a minor to convey to the black community? Nobody never asked this question. Nobody ever criticized Jay for this. Nobody ever sat up there and said, Jay, you was wrong. Or even after Nas said you had your face up in Fox Puss, nobody sat up there and said that Jay was a pedophile. And at that time, if you look at history will show you about it when the time that, because the first time that we ever really heard Foxy was on the Who Shot You? But Jay already knew her before that. It was just that she really got put on when she did the Ain't No Nigga. And if you look at the lyrics that she's saying as a minor, because technically she was still a minor at that time, she wasn't 18. Jay didn't say, well, you're not 18 yet, so, I can't allow you to go into the booth and convey this because you are a minor. Jay didn't sit up there and do that. I'm just being real. Now ask yourself, we're doing right or wrong. Would you write a sexually explicit song for a minor to get into the booth and convey it, knowing that there are going to be young teenage girls that's going to hear this, they're going to be influenced, and they're going to want to be that image that they seen within the video that they seen Foxy in, especially the beautiful dark-skinned women, seeing a beautiful dark-skinned young female that's projecting this big image that's larger than life to them. And they're going to be encouraged to get involved in fornication, which is a lot of times teenage pregnancy is going to transpire. But nobody criticized or minimized the character of Jay-Z, for, allegedly, or to a lot of people, just being real, it's known that Jay, was fucking. And Jay was 27. And according to the story that Foxy, she changed it up. But she was 15. Jay was 27. And this would pretty much put Jay in the same category with R.Kelly. You know what I mean? And, it's kind of hard to present an individual to not be this character that I'm conveying to you, especially when you writing sexually explicit songs for somebody that's not even 18 to pretty much project and convey, to the black community, to the young black community at that. But nobody sat up there and questioned Jay's character. Nobody called him a pedophile. Even after Nas said that what he said in Ether. Nobody sat up there and said, man, she was a minor at that time when you met her and you did this and did that. You know what I mean? And even when Foxy said it on the song with Bam, when she made that little thing and talking about Jay was a real nigga and how he was taking all these trips and all that. When she sat up there and said that, she wasn't forced to say that. That's what she wanted to say. Because that's what's on her mind. She was putting it out there before he became who y'all see as today. This what was transpiring. But nobody had a desire to sit up there and ridicule and minimize and criticize the character of Jay-Z. Majority of your favorite R&B singers, gospel singers, and rappers have either dealt with young teenage boys or young teenage girls. These are facts. You know what I mean? Anybody that truly knows anything about, the music industry, nothing great will be obtained without a sacrifice. And a lot of times, that sacrifice has to be demonic. It has to be satanic. It has to be. So, not going to get into that because I don't want to scare you. And I've never, done something because I know some of y'all don't read or study. But these are just known things. But nobody's ever done that. Where was that energy? That's all I'm asking. Where was that energy then? We got some people, they love to get in the comment section or make videos, or they going to get behind the pulpit saying religious shit. But at the same particular time, they're not going to do anything authentic like creating a movement that can prevent this from keep transpiring. It's just all talk, the same thing that blacks been doing for years. And again, you're following instructions, we're following destructions from massa to basically criticize and destroy the legacy of another black man, just like they just did with Bill Cosby. But they don't even go hard on their own people like that. But you're going to be willing to go hard on R.Kelly when it's somebody that's similar to R.Kelly in your family. It's somebody that's similar to R.Kelly within your community, and you know what's going on, and you haven't said anything. You guys are hypocrites. You're not real. You're not authentic. That's not the 100. And for a lot of you, oh man, he should be sent to hell, 14, 15, and 16. But if an 18 or 19-year-old or even 21 was willing to sleep with you, you're going to be willing to sleep with her. Not because she has the mentality of an adult, but because she's the legal age of an adult. So because the white man said it's okay for 18 and 21, never mind her maturity, never mind if she got the mentality of an adult or not, but because the white man said that it was okay, for 18 and 21, even though we got a lot of 18 and 21-year-olds who have the mentality of somebody that's 12 and 11, even though we got females who are the age of 25, 30, and 35 with the mentality and maturity of somebody that's 13, sleep with them simply because the Europeans, they sat up there and said this is this and that's that. And you conform to that like a perfectly good hoe. You conform to that like a good bottom bitch. Some of you are confused and just as dumb right now. And it's very laughable when a lot of you even try to debate me or say things within the comments, say, man, you trying to justify woo, 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 woo. I'm like, man, am I talking to a man or am I talking to a woman? Who listened to my last video? I didn't justify a damn thing. I'm not talking about individuals who were deceived by false identification or lied to in order to have fornication with this young female who he thought was a woman. I'm talking about people who knowingly knew that this was a minor and had sex. Urine proceeded from their penis. Got married to a 15-year-old, and you're damn near 30. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to say allegedly. So many people trying to be cute. Allegedly. No. This is not to cover up R.Kelly. All I'm saying, if you're going to show yourself to be real and you're going to make yourself be sincere, and if you're going to make yourself appear to be authentic, then if you're authentic, attack everybody within it. Not just one that the master sent you to sit up there and attack. Don't follow directions from your director. Have your own mind. Have your own thoughts. Because right now, all I see is the results of social engineering. I'm not seeing black excellence. I'm not seeing black intelligence. I'm not seeing black genius. I'm seeing blacks being manipulated and can't basically overlook what's being done. That's what I see. But, that's just my opinion, which ain't got no dominion over what you see. But like I said, people pick and choose who they want to criticize and minimize because, it was a known fact, back in the G that, Foxy was Jay's girl. She was young as hell. Nobody made, Jay a pedophile for that. I can go on and on like I did the last video because the list is long when it comes to rap. Yeah, the list is actually longer on the rap side than the R&B side. And I can go on and on with this topic. And the only reason why a lot of you would disagree with me, because just like the females are in love with the music of R. Kelly, you in love with the music of Jay-Z, which basically prevents you from believing me or agreeing with me because you're a lover of the music. So Ebro had asked the question, can you separate the art, from the personal life of the artist? And in my honest opinion, you better, because if you don't, and if you just gonna take away the art because of the personal life of the artist, I'm here to let you know that pretty soon you ain't gonna have no art. I hope you live as long as you want, never want as long as you live. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. If you dislike what I said, make sure you hit the dislike button. But make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get in the comment section and give me your opinion. You know what I mean? Make sure you give whatever your thoughts may be, whether I agree or disagree. Love you guys. Stay blessed. Enjoy your Friday. One.